Well, of course, Partick Thistle manager. I mean, it is just an intriguing watch for all of us. It must be an absolute nightmare to be in charge of a team in that battle.
Yeah, it is. It's stressful. It's stressful for every manager in the battle, but I think it's great for the neutral. I think the game's needed it. The first division needed it at their end, and also the Premiership as well. It's been great for us.
And we saw that Friday night as well. Your team kicked off the weekend against St Mirren. Great atmosphere at the game. A point apiece. Fair reflection on the game or not for you?
Yeah, it probably was a fair result. We scored a wonderful goal. Callum Higginbottom with a great cross, and Chris Doolan with a great finish as well. In the leading contest, both teams went at it. It was a good football on show as well. A bit of a soft penalty, as we'll see here. I
thought you might say that.
Yeah, I think Callum's caught wrong side, and to feel the St Mirren player does well to win the penalty. But we thought it was soft at our end.
It is so tight down there. We've already seen that bottom six table. You must be watching every result.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing is everybody's capable of beating everybody else, and I think every manager knows that as well, and that's more or less your team talk every week. Look, we can go out and beat whoever we're playing. It's the same today as well.
Yeah, it was a big game as well in Dingwall yesterday when Ross County took on Kilmarnock, and they won that by 2-1. And my word, they needed this because they were 11th at the start of this game. Ross County, Derek Adams' side needed a big result. They got a big goal from Philip Quiche to start things off.
Well, they did, because Ross County's been watching everybody else winning games. Been watching Alan's Partick Thistle winning games. Hibs unfortunately haven't won any. But I think it was 5 defeats and 6 now for Kilmarnock. They're right in the mire. They're down to 11th place. But Ross County have got a lift. Teams don't like going up to Dingwall. It's a long way up there, so they have to try and use that to their advantage. They're going 2 up. Of course, they conceded later on. I think Richie Britton scores this penalty in the end, but it'll be big relief for Derek Adams because he's seen everyone else maybe making a bit of a gap above them, but now the gap's closed. Now right back in the mix.
Chris Boyd eventually got a consolation goal as well, his 20th of the season. I think a lot of people thought his goals would be enough to keep Killie out of trouble. Do you see it that way, Michael?
Well, just think of it, minus Chris Boyd's goals, what trouble they would be in. I think there's no doubt about it that he's been a huge influence on the team, not just with his goals, but I think everybody in the game will tell you what an influential figure he's become for them this season. And I think it's a worrying thought for Kilmarnock. If they hadn't had Chris Boyd, I think they would have been caught adrift in 11th place already.
OK, to the top 6 and to Pittodrie. Aberdeen against St Johnstone again, and they must be sick of the sight of Stevie May, who scored again against the Dons.
Yeah, he's absolutely incredible. His goal, I think that's about 27, I think, for the season. He just keeps on scoring, and St Johnstone, we're hoping he takes that into the cup final as well.
Poor defending though, isn't it, on that goal, and by Chris Miller, who had a bad ball back that lets Adam Rooney in.
Yeah, it's very unlike St Johnstone team. They're very professional the way they're set up, and you don't see many mistakes from them.
Aberdeen, if they'd won that game, they would have qualified for Europe, I should tell you. It was the same scenario for Motherwell as they took on Dundee United at Tannadice. It was Stevie Hamill's 500th appearance. Stephen, for your old team though, it did not go well.
Well, I'm sure it's one Stephen will like to forget, but I think Nanny or Chief T, you can't take anything away from him. Anytime we've seen him live here in BT Sport, he's been terrific. He scores goals, he takes men on, he's creative, he makes things happen. But I think from Stuart McCall's point of view, he'll be looking at it and thinking the ease at which Dundee United scored some of their goals, the spaces in behind their back four, the gaps between full backs and centre halves, Stuart won't be pleased with. That's 14 goals in 4 games Dundee United have got against Motherwell. They've obviously got the measure off them, the pace, the sharpness, everything about them has caused them problems. But for Jackie McNamara, a terrific result.
Good goal by Stuart Armstrong, who's been great as well this season. But they seem to score excellent goals, and they've done this a lot this season.
Well, they're a fantastic team, from I think front to sort of middle to front. There's no doubt that they're up there with all the best teams in the league, and they're capable of ripping any team apart. And to score 5 against a well-organised team like Motherwell is no mean achievement. But as I said, they're definitely capable of it. Nadir Chieftain, when you've got somebody like that in your team who, quite rightly, I think he'll probably get named in the team of the year. I think you've always got an opportunity. You look at that second goal he scored there when the ball comes into the box. You see Ronaldo during the week in the Champions League, he plays his one over the bar like that. It's not an easy opportunity. They're a fantastic team, Dundee United.
Ainsworth got one back from Motherwell. Didn't really matter though. This is the table. Dundee United stay in contention for an automatic Europa League qualification place. Just 4 points behind Motherwell now. The gap between the Dons and Motherwell is also 4 points. And we saw the bottom 6 earlier on. It is so tight. Coming up, we'll refocus on this derby. The fans are arriving in good numbers. The teams last met a month ago. That was an emotionally charged day. In fact, there have been a few big moments in their last 3 league meetings so far this season.
And it's Callum Patterson! James Collins. And Collins scribbling. He's beaten McDonald, who has been saved. And it's gone in. Smith. Liam Craig remains icy cool. Oh, and is this going to be an early goal for the Jumpers? It is! Billy King, 2-0 to Hearts!
Lots of European football to come on BT Sport 1 tonight and tomorrow. Tonight at 6:30, the European football show features Lille against Bordeaux. Lille looking to secure Champions League qualification. And tomorrow at 7:45, same channel, the Serie A clash between Sassuolo and Juventus. Juve closing in on the Scudetto. Team news headlines here at Easter Road. Scott Robertson is back in, having missed 12 matches with a knee injury for Hibs, but make 4 changes in all. Liam Craig, the Hibs captain, returns to midfield. He has been out of favour at times. 2 changes for Hearts as well. Their captain, Danny Wilson, returns from suspension. And with Jamie Hamill banned, Scott Robinson is in. It is his 11th Edinburgh derby already. Much better news for Hearts on the takeover front in recent weeks. In fact, all ties with Lithuania could finally be cut tomorrow. And that means chairwoman in waiting Anne Budge would take control of the club. This is the lowdown on the future Queen of Hearts.
She's a fan like everyone else, and I think that means that the supporters have that connection with her first and foremost, but that's not to say that her heart will She will be the executive chairperson of the club, so she'll be running the club on a day-to-day basis. She wants to get the financial stability right in the club. That's why the foundation requires the working capital to go in to stabilise the finances. She needs to grow the club. It's been hollowed out, and at the head of the company trying to make us in the best possible shape to get us back into Premiership's our primary goal, but lots and lots of work to be done. The getting Hearts out of administration is not the end of the process, it's merely the beginning, but there's a bright future and I'm sure everyone's looking forward to it.
Ian Murray, MP, speaking very highly there of Anne Budge. I wanted to ask you, going ahead, it seems whatever form Hearts are in next season, they're going to be run in a much more prudent manner.
Well, that's a good thing. I think that obviously the episode, the period of time that's been encompassed by Romanov's charges is shown to be not the right way to do things. I think that moving forward, Anne Budge will be in charge for the next 4 to 5 years until the fans take over. It will be more prudent. But Hearts is a club. It's the fans that have kept them alive. They've got a huge support. Even being run prudently, they're still going to be able to, potentially when they come back to the top flight, be able to pay better wages than the vast majority of the other teams. And it's an attractive club to play for as well. And
Anne Budge will have some big decisions to make. There was talk that maybe Craig Levein would be installed as manager. Gary Locke has been working away this season. The last time we spoke, you were quite critical of Gary Locke. Since then, results have turned around. Do you stand by what you said?
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I think it's no doubt about it that the results there's been an upturn in the results. And that's the management team, the players have all got to take credit for that. But I look over the whole course of the season and I think that things could have been done differently. I think that if things been done properly, I think that there could have been a chance that Hearts could have avoided relegation, which is a huge thing. Moving forward, obviously it's Anne Budge's decision to make whether she'll change the manager or not, but he has to take credit for the way things have upturned in the last month or so.
Alan, in that last month or so, you saw Hearts firsthand when they went to Firhill. They won by 4-2. Sorry to remind you of that, but you must have seen the development of some of those youngsters firsthand as well.
Yeah, there's been a real development, a real change in them as well over the season, and Gary maybe has to take credit for that as well, keeping them going, so there's a lot of hard times for them, but I think you've seen a difference when we played at Firhill. They're playing with right freedom now, a relaxation in a kind of weird way. Possibly relegations, maybe let them relax and go and play football, and now you're seeing a wee bit of quality with them.
And we saw that day Billy King, Dale Carrick, absolutely outstanding. Who's caught your eye?
Well, I think it's Dale Carrick. I think you look at Hibs who are struggling to score goals, and Hearts seem to find a little bit of a gem. He's only 19 years of age. Again, this is a game at Firhill, but when you're a young centre forward, you have to get yourself into good areas. You see the two centre halves are square on, they're watching the ball. young strikers have to learn to get into those kind of areas, take advantage of centre half's ball watching. He does that, he gets himself around the box, he's got that ability of finding space. You see here his movement, he's anticipating where the ball's coming from in the big derby. He anticipates that Ryan Stevens is going to win the first header. Still a lot of work to do, his first touch has to be good, but as a young striker, if you can score goals, you can get into good habits at a young age, you're certainly going to make your way to the top.
He had a really good derby a month ago, that's for sure. Right, let's hear from both of the managers ahead of the game. Gary Locke and Terry Butcher have been speaking to Emma Dodds.
Terry, is this the perfect match to turn your fortunes around? Does this occasion lift the players in itself?
Yeah, it does, and it's been the perfect week in many aspects because we've had a good build-up. We had some good talking to do after the game against St Mirren, especially the start, and the boys have been, got a lot of things off their chest, same as us. So we've come together very well this week, and I think when you've got a derby match, the build-up is really one that has to focus your mind and does do. All the talk between the fans and the families and everything else like that and friends. It's all leading towards 12:45 on Sunday afternoon. So yeah, we've had a good week, but we have to take that on the pitch now, and that's what really matters and really counts. And we're hurting after, still hurting after the last derby defeat, but there's reasons why we lost that game. But we want to put that right today.
You've made 4 changes. It's important all your players turn up today, but is it especially important your experienced ones lead by example?
Yeah, I said to the players, we've got 6 good experienced players on the pitch, some youngsters. Jason Cummings up front is only 18, but he scored against Hearts, same as Sam has, Sam Stanton, in the age groups below the first team level. So they've got a good friendship as well. So yeah, difficult decisions to make, but I've gone with a team with good experience, but players that can bring these young players along well.
Gary, 2 changes for you today. How much are your players looking forward to this derby match?
Yeah, I think it's a game all the players should look forward to. They're great occasions. We just played Hibs a couple of weeks ago, so they're very familiar to us. But the players are looking forward to the game, and hopefully we can get 3 points.
Yeah, you did play them not so long ago. You got a great result that day. What will you need to do here if you're to get another 3 points?
Yeah, something similar. The derbies, you've always got to win your individual battles, and when we do get the ball, we've got to use it wisely and move the ball quickly. And hopefully, if we can do that, we've got players that can cause Hibs 1 or 2 problems.
Well, the last time you played, Hibs could have officially relegated you. Today, a victory for Hearts could really put Hibs in the mire. Do you want Hibs to go down into the Championship?
No, to be honest with you, I said it during the week. I'm not interested in, what happens to Hibs. I can only concentrate on Heart and Midlothian, and it's an Edinburgh derby. We want to win the game for ourselves and for our supporters after everything that we've been through this season. So, whatever happens after that will happen. But all we can influence is what happens at Hearts, and certainly today we're looking to try and get 3 points.
Well, thanks for your time, Gary. Enjoy the game.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
And that's his Terry Butcher right now, prowling in the home dressing room, just contemplating what is a massive day for him and for his club. Let's discuss Hibs then, because they are in a real state right now. 1 win in 15, 1 goal in the last 6 games.
Not a great set of stats, especially when you come to the business end of the season. I think the first goal today is going to be huge. If Hibs can actually manage to score, they might be in a good position. But on the other side, if Hearts score, I think Hibs will be in real trouble.
They've only scored the first goal once in the last 9 games, and there's been a lot of tough talking done in the press this week from the goalkeeper. Ben Williams said some of the players were spoilt. Michael Nelson's responded as well. They seem to be doing their talking through the media.
Well, it doesn't look good if you're a Hibs fan or probably Terry Butcher as well. Players are speaking out. It's not the way I would have done it, but sometimes it takes that down. If it galvanises the players today, if it puts people in a foul mood, if it kind of G's them up for the game, then it's going to work. I think that Ben Williams had said they were a little bit soft. I think Michael Nelson took it personally. I think as a team, Hibs are a little bit soft. I think the goals they concede, the back four get dragged all over the place. I think they're easy to score against. I think that's what he's meaning. That has to change today.
Alan, you also saw them recently. You defeated them by 3 goals to 1. Did you see confidence issues in the Hibs team that day?
Not early on, because they started the game really well, and I think that's vital today. They've got to try and use their support today to help them rather than be on their backs, and they've got a massive support today as well, so they've got to start the game really well, which they did do against us, but they've got to keep it up.
OK, gents, thank you very much for now. Not far away from kick-off now. The last Edinburgh derby of the season, perhaps the last in a while. Even more reason to secure victory, to take the bragging rights away for the foreseeable. And then there's also that relegation factor for Hibs to their fight. The stakes are sky high. We'll be back in a few minutes, ready to go for a big 90 minutes.
Scottish Football and BT Sport, sponsored by William Hill.
Well, I made this song smooth and refreshing. McEwen's Red, now rolling out across the country.
Mikael!
Make love, not war, with new Lynx Peace.
Searching for a car can be such a carfuffle. Do the words headless and chicken spring to mind? Mark! Motors.co.uk have introduced a completely new way to search, letting you find cars by what matters to you, like budget, running costs, or any extras you want. And they're history checked for your peace of mind. There you go. The twins will love it. Find cars without the carfuffle at motors.co.uk.
How do you find a good tradesman? How do you find a good painter? How do you find a good builder? How do you find a good carpenter? RatedPeople.com can help. With a network of more than 25,000 tradesmen across the UK, Rated People helps you take care of your most important asset, your home. So the next time you're looking for a tradesman, make sure they're rated. RatedPeople.com for quality local tradesmen.
Sometimes you need to dig deep.
Come on, everybody!
During hard exercise, breakdown happens deep inside your muscle fibers. Maxi Nutrition helps provide your muscles with the proteins they need to recover, helping make you stronger and perform better. Maxi Nutrition, you stronger.
Welcome to a new era for MotoGP on BT Sport.
Right before the lights turn green, it's just business as normal.
And now your viewing experience has an extra dimension.
Not even out quick.
No longer do you just have to settle for TV. Tablet and your phone are going to be an essential part of your viewing experience.
Follow the MotoGP on BT.
Grand Prix of Argentina, live only on BT Sport 2.
Scottish Football and BT Sport, sponsored by William Hill.
Almost set to go Easter Road. Hibs against Hearts, a massive Edinburgh derby, and with Michael Stewart, Alan Archibald and Stephen Craigan. Michael, Hibs have rung the changes again. Terry Butcher still looking for that right answer, the solution that he's not found recently.
Well, you've hit the nail on the head. He's not found it. You know, every week there's changes in the team, and yet again there is more today. And it's a real worry for the Hibs support at this time of the season. You would think that you would have a settled team, but unfortunately for them, they don't. And you know, you continue to look for that right blind, and hopefully he'll be hoping like mad that he found it today.
The last derby was quite an amazing game. Hearts won that, of course, and avoided being relegated by their greatest rivals. There'll be a carry-on effect. As the Partick Thistle manager in the bottom six, I guess you're looking for a Hearts victory, Alan.
I think any team in the bottom half of the league, they will not do any harm, but I think Hearts will have a massive say in how the league finishes at the end of the season. And the way they're playing as well will also affect it.
Yeah, they've got some key games to come in the next few weeks for everyone involved in that fight down the bottom. Stephen, you were with me in the last derby as well. Do you think there'll be any carry-on lingering effects?
No, well, I think Gary Lockall just said to his players, start the game the way he started the last one. Terry Butcher will be looking back to the game round about the New Year time, and he'll be trying to think what he said to his players that night to motivate them, to get them up for the game. This is huge for Hibs. If they win today, it suddenly relieves a little bit of pressure. All the negative stuff, all the negative press and negative stats, they have to try and put that to one side, focus on the game. But for Gary Lock's side, same again, boys, go out, enjoy the occasion and go and thrive.
Okay, there's Danny Wilson, Hearts captain, emerging. We're just waiting for Hibs, so let's hand over to our match commentators, Gary McAllister and Derek Ray.
Thank you very much, Darryl. Good afternoon, everyone. 4 weeks on from the last time, Hibernian and Heart of Midlothian are on a collision course in the capital again. It is the final derby of the season. It's a fixture we might not witness for a while, although given the malaise enveloping Hibernian, there are no guarantees on that score. Heart of Midlothian made a bold Tynecastle stand in the most recent Edinburgh skirmish, Now can Hibs grab the stage in this, their hour of need? Easter Road alive with atmosphere. So to the team news, Hibernian have gone with the side that did the rounds on social media yesterday. Whoever leaked that had it right. 4 changes from the 2-0 reverse in Paisley. In have come Ryan McGivern back from suspension. Liam Craig, a fit against Scott Robertson for his first appearance since January. And 18-year-old Jason Cummings. James Collins, Lewis Stevenson and Owain Tudor-Jones are on the bench. Danny Haynes misses out completely. Hearts make a couple of changes from the side that beat Ross County. Captain Danny Wilson returns from suspension and starts. There's a place too for local boy Scott Robinson. He makes his 11th Edinburgh Derby appearance. Jamie Hamill is banned following his rush of blood against the Staggies. Brad Mackay drops to the bench. Gary, the tactics.
Well, again, Terry Butcher shuffling the pack. This time we feel they'll go 4-2-3-1. The experience of Craig and Thompson just patrolling in front of that back four, allowing the youngsters Stanton and Harris to go and support. Another youngster Cummings up front, and fit again Robertson coming in off the left. Harts similar, 4-2-3-1 again. Again with 2 holding midfielders and that attacking trio in the midfield of King, Stevenson to support Carrick.
Well, we are going to observe a minute's applause in memory of Margot MacDonald, independent MSP for Lothian Region and a fervent Hibernian fan, plus Sandy Jardine, one of Edinburgh's great football men, the former Scotland Rangers and Heart of Midlothian defender, and of course was assistant manager and co-manager of Hearts in the 1980s as well. Let us, here at Easter Road now, pause for reflection. Margot MacDonald and Sandy Jardine, 2 greatly respected figures here in Edinburgh. Just about ready for the off. And we've been here before, haven't we? And recently. It's a massive game for Hibernian, no 2 ways about that. And it will be Hibs to kick off, playing towards the Dunbar end of the ground, as it used to be known. Bobby Madden is the man in the middle. Every Edinburgh derby has its own dynamic. Today the pressure is on Hibs to stop the rot. 5 successive defeats, 9 games without a win. Hearts relegated arithmetically, but the Jambos have the capacity to deepen the gloom here in Leith. Gary, what will be important for you today?
Well, it's who can keep calm. I agree with you. The pressure is most certainly on the team in green and white. They need to show character, they need to show belief. But they're playing against the informed side in the entire Premier League, not the bottom 6. They're in good form. Hearts playing with less pressure now that they know their destiny.
Kevin McCarthy at left back for Hearts. Chase on for Dale Carrick, who scored that early goal in the last meeting of the 2. Gary Locke, the embodiment of Jambo joy a month ago. Hearts have really pushed on since. A win for Hearts today, incidentally, and they would be level with the capital rivals in terms of points gathered on the pitch. That's if you ignore the 15-point deduction. Terry Butcher has never been afraid of a battle. Well, he's got one in this, his first season as Hibs manager. Towards Jason Cummings, leading the line. He's been banging in the goals for the under-20s, league leaders. Michael Nelson. Play continuing. Kevin Thompson beside Liam Craig. And Scott Robinson was eager. Craig was a bit slow in reacting. It's McGivern with the challenge on Billy King.
We're less than 2 minutes in, and that's twice McGivern's went through the back of King. He can have no complaints. Doesn't get any of the ball at all. It's that trailing leg is the dangerous one.
The left-footed McCarthy has gone over there. And by Kevin McCarthy, looking for Dale Carrick to flick it on. And Dylan McGowan taking a swing at it, the Aussie. Well, it's a fixture to be cherished, the Edinburgh Derby. Anyone's guess whether or not it will be around next season. Yes, that would be in the Championship. Hearts well represented today. That's a full stand. 3,600.
No, they're jumping. The Hearts fans really impressed by the numbers here, but no surprises. They're playing well.
Robinson. He's filling the Jamie Hamill role in midfield. His debut for Hearts 6 years ago yesterday. Robinson. 1-0 win against Inverness County Thistle. Jamie McDonald, arguably Hearts' best player this season. Started every game. Michael Nelson, charged with the task of keeping Dale Carrick in check. Kevin Thompson. His experience will be very significant if Hibs are to have success today.
Yeah, and even in this opening 3.5 minutes, very apparent Hibs are hunting the ball together. There's an intensity about them. They certainly look up for it in this early stages.
Ryan McGivern, it's the one that got away. Back from suspension, the Northern Ireland international. Bit of a search for the ball in front of the East Stand. Callum Patterson to take this. It's his 6th successive start at right back. He sees his future there. Patterson, the 19-year-old. It's been a story of youth having its say for the Jambos this season. Michael Nelson had to get rid of it.
Yeah, I think Michael Nelson was looking for his keeper to come and take command here. Just a little ball over the top. I think he's looking for the keeper to come and help, but then taking no chances.
Robinson. As King. Tynecastle was his courtyard. The end of the last derby. That spectacular goal. Not the death to put the seal on victory. Just weren't going to let relegation happen that day. Well, that's what you expect in a derby. Kevin McCarthy together with Alan Maybury.
And this is something we didn't see at Tynecastle in the last derby. You know, challenges like that.
Here's Maybury. Craig was up there. Now Kevin Thompson. Not hit with the accuracy he was looking for.
Yeah, it's a diagonal ball to the back post. Patterson gets up and clears. But Thompson, it falls nicely for him on the half volley and just sits back on it. He knows he can do better.
15th Edinburgh Derby for Kevin Thompson. He's a player who's very interested in coaching and management down the line. You've worked with him, Gary.
Yeah, good footballer, good professional. Just interesting to see him linked with Hearts this morning.
Well, it's almost that time of year, isn't it? The linking time of year.
No, he'll be in there today for his calming influence, his ability to get on the ball, not to shy away from responsibility.
McCarthy with the throw for Heart of Midlothian. Space here for Liam Craig, in and out of the Hibernian side. to reverse when the Hibs fans wanted the forward ball. And it's Michael Nelson and it's Ben Williams. He didn't mess around with his comments the other day about the Hibs players and their apparent softness.
No, and that's why I'm not a big fan of players tweeting amongst each other. I don't think it's a good thing. Better when it's said face to face.
Well, he's been an excellent goalkeeper for Hibs. Something you've got to say. Ben Williams, the big Mancunian. Brisk pace here, Stanton. Well, they're good pals, the two young players. Stanton and Cummings know each other well, of course.
Yeah, it's a good positive darting run, breaking for the middle of the park by Stanton. That's what Terry Butcher will be looking for. And then he's got to look to combine with Cummings.
A lot of training together at East Mains. Played for the under-20s as well as the first team. 7 minutes on the stopwatch. Hibs 0, Hearts 0 in the final Edinburgh derby of the season. Alan Maybury, former Hearts player, was sent off for Hibs at Tynecastle last month. It was right before Billy King scored for the Jambos.
Yeah, I thought Maybury's red card was just frustration. They were outplayed, outgunned the whole day at Tynecastle.
McGowan has gone in there as McCarthy takes it for Hearts. King. Can they get the shot in? It was Patterson. King. McGibbon going over there to meet him. Thompson plugging the gap. McGibbon. It's worked its way to Cummings. Danny Wilson was calm.
Just a little scrappy phase of play. The Burning just unable to clear. And then McGibbon just gets it to safety, just to relieve the pressure.
Joseph Cummings, by the way, did have a spell at the Hearts Academy. It's not uncommon for that to happen in Edinburgh football circles. Players as youngsters will bounce around. Made his way to Hibs last summer from Hutchison Vale. How many Edinburgh players have come through the ranks at Hutchison Vale over the years?
Oh, there's been loads and loads, all generations as well.
Great work done by coaches at the clubs like Hutchison Vale, Salveson Boys Club. Don't forget that Edinburgh is a huge part of the Scottish football story. The free kick here is going to Hearts. It's gone McCarthy's way. Scott Robinson standing over it. Well, Hibs are going down as the cry from the Hearts supporters. Not quite yet. Alex Harris. Well, he has pace, but couldn't reach that ball. And some of the Jambos have come here for a party. It's a role reversal, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. The last time it was the Hibbies with the party hats on.
And it is so tight on the lower echelons of the Premiership table. Ross County throwing more fat in the fire yesterday with their victory over Kilmarnock at the Dingwall.
I think we've said all along, Derek, I think it's going to go right to the wire, right to the final minutes of the last game.
Sam Nicholson can be very effective on that left flank. And Maybury was digging in. Maybury, the age of 35, against Nicholson at 19. Ahead of Robinson, now Wilson. McGowan was marshalling things. McDonald. Patterson. Harris got there, couldn't keep it.
That's fairly calm by Hearts. I'm not surprised to see Danny Wilson coming back into the side. Just his quality alone and his experience for the bigger occasion. Just gives him that sort of calmness on the left side, left centre back.
Hearts victorious in 3 of the 4 competitive derbies played this season. In the Premiership as well as in the League Cup. Chambers won here at Easter Road in the League Cup. Ryan Stevenson coming up with the goods that night. Here's Harris. It's going to be an intriguing battle, this one. Harris against McCarthy. Some suspicion of handball against Kevin McCarthy. He was on the ground. Now Maybury. Well, Bobby Madden is going to have to keep his wits about him, the match referee.
I've just seen a couple of proper derby challenges, so to speak. McCarthy with the first one. And this is the second one as Maybury just stays through, just goes through there and just catches young Nicholson a little bit late, just in the follow through. And this is great defending by McHattie. Harris tries to go on the outside, but super defending by the young left back.
Continues to improve, Kevin McCarthy. And Cummings. And Craig. So we have a look at the bottom half of the table. And that's assuming that it finishes 0-0 in this game, so it's all hypothetical. St Mirren have made strides in the last couple of weeks. This or drawing with the Buddies on Friday.
Oh, it's just so incredibly close at the bottom. Very difficult to name who's going to be finishing in that 11th spot.
So there will be a playoff. The 11th place side against one of the teams from the Championship. Teams finishing 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the Scottish Championship all get involved. It's going to be a fascinating end to the season here in Scotland. You can follow it every step of the way on BT Sport. Alan Patterson. Danny Wilson. Hearts throw on the near side. Hearts are going to have a new commemorative strip next season. So remember the sacrifice made by the players who signed up for McRae's battalion. It's 100 years on, it's very fitting. The start of World War I. And I would hope that the SPFL would give some thought to scheduling Hearts against Wraith Rovers in the Championship for the weekend of Remembrance Sunday. Wraith Rovers also had a big part to play in McRae's battalion. I think it would be a lovely touch.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll take that into consideration.
Hibs players too, let's not forget that either. All part of Edinburgh's football history. Nearly 15 minutes gone. Thoughts on the general pattern of play so far, Gary?
Oh, it's been typical. It's been a typical derby. There's been challenges, there's been high intensity. The game's just beginning to settle a little bit. And it's who can get their foot on the ball now and just look forward with that little bit of quality. Just hit that little pass that can just cut open a defence.
In the final match on the 10th of May.
It was interesting what Alan Archibald was saying before the game, and I totally agree with him. Everybody in all these games that are left, everybody just believes that they can beat each other. There is no game you look at and say there's a definitive favourite.
Including this one, 3 of the final 4 Hibernian matches at home, but is that an advantage or not?
I think the pressure comes to the, Hibs are most definitely the highest profile club in the bottom 6. There's greater expectation here.
Liam Craig, purposeful pass, Harris. It's Wilson who had shifted over. McCarthy's got back eventually. Poor touch though by Harris.
I think Harris was very aware that McHattie was breathing down his neck. now that the game's settling a little bit. You know, can both teams get the ball to the ball players who are generally in the wide areas? Nicholson, Harris, King.
Stanton trying to be inventive, right across the face of goal. No takers for Hibs. And Cummings indicating that he wanted it played closer to him.
No, Stanton does fantastically well. He'll get into the byline, rips it across the 6-yard box. Somebody's got to be attacking that. I see Cummings looking for him to cut it back, but I think he did well to get it across the 6-yard box. Where are the Hibs attackers?
Cummings. Here's Harris. Jason Cummings. Plenty of maroon shirts were back. And Dale Carrick is running out of acreage. Alan Maybury works as a development coach with Hibs as well as chipping in on the pitch. Stanton. You see the name of Stanton on a Hibs team sheet. You ask yourself, where are Blackley, Brownlee, Shadler, Duncan, Cropley and all the rest?
Marinello.
Don't forget Peter Marinello. Well, the scrap continues to simmer. There's no foul play.
That's a super play by Stanton. Just gets in between two Hearts defenders, rips it across there. And just the Hibs players have got to be attacking the 6-yard box.
McGibbon's throw for Hibernian. This time the whistle of Bobby Madden. It's his second Edinburgh derby. His main official. Maybe that's a good omen for Hibernian. I say that because he was in charge of the January derby win for the Hibs.
Hibs are looking for all sorts of omens that favour them.
Floated in by McGibbon. Patterson, strong in the air. It's touched on by Nelson. Stanton arriving. Patterson raising the boot. Craig and Cummings. That little bit wide.
This time Cummings is in a great position. It's good defensive work by Patterson. The ball breaks to the wide left. Great ball in by Craig. And this time Cummings is there. Little glancing header. Just evades that far post. It's inches.
He scored 18 goals for the under-20s. To get off the mark for the first team. Tony Butcher believes in the youngster. James Collins having to be content with a place on the bench. Here's Nelson and Carrick. Scott Robertson, Hibs delighted to have him back. Since January, no injury. Pass by King. Ryan Stevenson, senior statesman of this Hearts side. Against the Jambos, plenty of know-how. Operating just behind Carrick. Craig. Will it stay alive for Harris?
It was a glorious pass by Liam Craig. Big diagonal after a lovely little phase of play by Hibernian. They showed more confidence than they certainly showed at Tynecastle.
Scott Robertson. Certainly Liam Craig is capable of that sort of thing. Harris. Danny Wilson standing guard. Scott Robertson. He wanted McCarthy to take command. And Cummings, that was ungainly. And the free kick goes to Hearts.
Just Collins here to McHatton. I think it's just eagerness by Cummings here. Oh, and this is a glorious pass. Great vision. Just in behind McHatton to the onrushing to Harris. What a wonderful pass.
There's a style about him, the Hibs captain. Terry Butcher named him skipper. Of course, James McPake has been out for a long time because of the back injury. There was talk that McPake might be available for this derby. Hasn't worked out that way. Did appear for the under-20s during the week. Stevenson. McGibbon. It's Craig's pass again. Jordan Forster. In central defence, Alan Maybury.
They certainly look better, Derek, when Hibs get the ball into the likes of Craig and Thompson, rather than this hopeful ball from the back up to the lone striker.
Jason Holt. In terms of the last 5 minutes, well, that tells you the story, doesn't it?
No surprises. You know, Hibs' confidence is definitely growing. Stanton's just starting to emerge from the middle of the park. Craig and Thompson starting to get touches. And I think Harris and McHattie, there's a good competition on this right side.
Cummings. And Craig at the controls again. And King was alert. Holt. And McGowan succeeded in getting the ball up to Stevenson. Robinson. Ryan Stevenson. Suspicion of a little nick as that was developing.
Yeah, it was that man McGovern again coming through the back of Stevenson.
Jordan Forster. Hibs defender who grew up in Corgi. Nicholson's pass. Holt. Now Patterson. Here comes old Michael Nelson, and a corner to the Jumpers.
I just thought Patterson would have took a touch before he tried to whip that in, but he whips it in nice and early.
They've been playing for 23 minutes. This is the first corner of this Edinburgh derby.
It's an opportunity for McHattie. He's got that ability with that beautiful left foot to whip this in.
Movement from Stevenson, taken by McHattie. McGowan was up looking to cause a bit of havoc. Cummings. Can he give Hibs the focal point they need in attack? Nicholson doing the closing down. Harris leaving it for Maybury to take. 17th Edinburgh derby for Alan Maybury, and 6th as a Hibs player.
Yeah, looking through the 11s, Derek, Hibs is certainly more experienced than this young Hearts side in derby matches played.
Nice kick by Patterson. And McDonald had the situation under control. Sliced it though.
He had to go a long way there from his goal line. His distances covered there will go up by 200-300%.
Ryan McGibbon, Liam Craig. Also making a fist of this. Kevin Thompson, the recipient of the free kick.
They've showed a certain amount of bravery for me, Hibs. Been confident enough to try and get the ball into the middle of the park, try to make some passes.
Scott Robertson tries to make the late run. Thoughtful Liam Craig with the free kick off the head of McHattie. Ryan Stevenson back there. And the extra defenders. Nicholson. Holt. Fifth successive start for Jason Holt, who's come back from injury. McGibbon, that's not his first offence either. And the yellow card is out. He's just back from suspension, Ryan McGibbon. He's been booked.
No. Again. Red missed again. No right to go for the ball. It's not there to be won. And he can have no complaints about the yellow card. That's 3 times he's been through the back of young Billy King.
And Bobby Madden didn't hesitate. McHattie once again for Hearts to take the free kick. Maybury just keeping a weather eye on Carrick. McHattie and Williams was punch happy. This time he grabs hold of it after Carrick had headed the ball on.
Yeah, you get decent enough distance on the first punch.
Cummings, that was effective. Harris. Back goes Jason Holt. His way back from the metatarsal injury. Stanton, no joy for Sam Stanton.
Yeah, clever play by Holt here. Just ushering the ball, waiting for the challenge. It's a bit naive by Stanton. Holt was going nowhere, but clever play by Jason Holt.
Don't forget, coming up today from 4:30 on BT Sport 1, it is the Bundesliga. Schalke against Borussia Mönchengladbach. That's the match. Two games. Of course, that two teams always capture imaginations tonight from 6:30. BT Sport 1, it's the European football show with James Richardson. Lille against Bordeaux is the live match. And Cummings. Not what he had designed in his mind. It's King for Hearts. Carrick. A trip by Dale Carrick. No scoring in the Edinburgh derby. Hearts already arithmetically down. You should never say never. Come back to that in a moment. Stevenson, nothing there.
Both teams just giving away the ball too easily. It's changing hands as you gain another unforced error. Then again another unforced error. Can somebody get the foot in the ball?
And this time it's gone Hibs' way. Since the last Edinburgh derby, if you looked at the form guide, Gary Lockside would actually be top of the league and Hibs would be bottom.
Some of the stats football throw up are just unbelievable. I don't think anybody would envisage Hibs being in trouble, or been relegated, or been in the playoff game. The facts are there. On a drastic slide at the moment.
Taken by Thompson. Nobody able to properly latch onto it for Hibs. I said never say never with regard to Hearts a second or two ago because of allegations, and I stress allegations concerning Kilmarnock and allegations of impropriety, and well, we just don't know, do we? Headed away by Wilson. Potential is there for a points penalty if those allegations are proven to have legs. But as things stand, Hearts are going down. I think we should proceed on that assumption. Liam Craig, there's McCarthy. Alex Harris. Corner to Higgs.
Again, Liam Craig involved, just coaxing a little ball over the back of McHattie, but he reacted well. He had to give away the corner.
Liam Craig will be the man to take it. Stanton, Nelson, Forster. Thicket of Hibs players. Cummings is right up inside the 6-yard box. Billy Madden just had a look. Toing and throwing, McDonald, Cummings. It's Craig with it for Hibernian. Scott Robertson was attempting to fling himself at the ball. Now Carrick for Hearts, and the break might be on here. Away goes Nicholson. Has supports King and Carrick. And full marks to Harris. Got over there to solve the problem for Hibernian.
Well, the right winger finds himself in the left back area just to slow up that Hearts counter-attack.
Liam Craig. Oh, it's nearly there for Stanton. Close.
Oh. This is nearly a wonderful pass, and it's a classic case of Hibs using the countering a counter-attack when it just nearly falls at the feet of the run.
McCarthy trying to spoon it towards Dale Carrick. Scored 3 goals in his last 3 matches, Carrick. And Nicholson trying his luck on the right-hand side. Sam Nicholson. McGibbon, who was booked earlier. Sure-footed that time, Ryan McGibbon.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement here. The keeper just in front of McDonald. There's a big push, you know, and if the referee sees that, he must give it.
It was an interesting one. Play raged on. Cummings with the appeal. Patterson's throw. He's trying to find Stevenson. Back in by Holt. Harris. Up to Cummings. Until McGowan. There was no transgression.
Bobby Madden feeling that Cummings just went down a little bit too easy there.
Off the boot of Maybury. He's found Cummings. Harris. Cummings, ambitious from there, but he makes Jamie McDonald work. Jason Cummings from a long way out.
Oh, I thought it was an ambitious effort from that distance, but McDonald giving it all the respect it needed. Had to go sharply down to his left-hand side. Good strong arm.
First effort on target in this derby.
Yeah, it's been fairly lively in the first half an hour, 32 minutes here. Just neither teams have really threatened the goal.
Nicholson and McGibbon together. Inside switching things around. Nicholson now on the right for Hearts. King on the left. Gary. Harris has gone to the left for Hibs.
Liam Craig's come out to the right, so both managers just flipping things around a little bit.
Kevin Thompson. Jordan Forster. Very unlucky, of course, Forster in the last derby to have a perfectly good goal chalked off. Would have made it 1-1.
Yeah, it was a super leap up at the back post and a greatly directed header. I don't even think it was close either, the decision. It was well onside.
Certainly had the Hibs supporters that day going Raj, as they say here in Edinburgh. It's a wonderful part of Scotland for dialect, the capital. Not underrated. Nicholson. The Hibs try to build through Harris. Cummings. Craig is free on the right. Cummings didn't want to part with it. Always been caught by Holt, apparently.
No, I disagree with this one, Derek. I think it's good hunting down here by Jason Holt. I think he gets all of the ball there. It's not a foul. Just delayed a little bit too much there, Cummings. Hibs again showing good composure, playing it from the back.
Have got the resources, Marshall, but wait a minute, Stanton pulling the trigger. It came off McGowan, back in by Craig. The block by McCarthy. You've got to be up for the scrap in an Edinburgh derby.
We've just seen 3 instances there which make up the ingredients of a derby. Big strong challenge there by Maybury, but there was 2 fantastic blocks in the Hearts box.
Header by Craig. Was nodded away and turned by Holt. This is McGibbon. McGowan up to Carrick. McGibbon. He's got to be a bit careful.
Oh, absolutely. It was there to be won this time, and it was a good challenge. This game is about inches. As you can see here, he gets the ball cleanly this time. And a good challenge. But he's got to be careful.
Well, that won't be lost on the Hearts players either, will it?
I don't think it'll be lost on Terry Butcher as well.
Sam Stanton with running room. Scott Robertson couldn't find the ball. Just that little bit behind him.
I just thought Stanton delayed the pass a little bit too much, and I think he caught Robertson a little bit unexpected.
Billy King and Kevin Thompson crashing back.
Here's Stan just holding.
King. Scotty by Billy King. The outcome is a corner conceded by Maybury. 3,600 Hearts supporters in that Dunbar end of the ground.
I think that's capacity as well.
King with the delivery. Oh, the bouncing header! It's a goal for Hearts. Callum Patterson. More Jambo delight in the Edinburgh derby. Callum Patterson, who did the damage in the August meeting of these two. It's all gone maroon at Easter Road.
Oh. And straight to the manager. Oh, it's just a harmless looking ball up to the back post. But there's only one winner here. Patterson rises above everybody and it's into the back post. It's a super header back across the goal. Somebody in the post would have got it, but Hibs didn't have ended there. He beats Foster. Oh, he's well up above him. Powers the header down. Somebody in the post would have cleaned that off. You can see his delight there. Super header.
Hearts hoping to feast on cabbage and ribs this Sunday lunchtime. Hibs' nickname, of course. Oh, Callum Patterson tucking in. But now Wilson at the other end. McDonald's there to grab hold of it. Patterson's goal. Hibs really up against it. And that's 8 goals for Callum Patterson this season. He's already the top league scorer.
Well, he does look comfortable when he gets in the box there. He rose up there, he knew exactly what he was trying to do. Brilliant header back across the goal.
Well, what sort of response will it elicit from Hibernian? We've been asking that question, you know, in most of the games in recent weeks.
Yeah, when they've went a goal behind it, it has been very apparent that heads have dipped a little. That goal was certainly against the run of play.
Well, it came from the corner.
He starts at the D, makes his run, he makes a little forward movement, then just pulls to the back, the corner of the 6-yard box, just powers the header down into the ground. You can see how delighted he is. Maybe Liam Craig left his duty of being on that post. So if somebody was on there, it would have been easily cleared.
Hearts' first effort on target. And a goal from Callum Patterson. Jaunty Chambers, jovial Chambers. As we said, with a win, Hearts would have as many points accumulated based on performances on the pitch as Hibs. Take away the 15-point penalty.
Oh, Derek, there's no doubt in my mind that Gary Locke would have used that in his team talk prior to the game. You know, look at the support. They're bouncing.
Taken by Wilson for Hearts. 5 minutes left for play in the first half. Nicholson. McGivern. He's a bit perplexed. As we said earlier, to rein it in. Booked earlier.
He's got to be careful. Well, he wins it cleanly here. And the pair of them try to protect it, and he goes up and just gives them all shoulders him up into there. There you go. He knows exactly what he's doing, Ryan McGivern.
Nicholson wanted a collie bag, as we used to say. McCarthy, and it's another one! Amazing stuff, Patterson again! 2-0 to Hearts! Grey skies on Leith!
Oh, it's just an identical goal from the opposite side. Wow. Again, it's a wonderfully whipped-in ball by McHattie. Just makes his run, spins in and around to the back post area. Decent delivery. But there's only one winner. He rises up and powers that header down again. And within minutes, it's Patterson just crunching the header in. Great goal. Again, he's up, beats Foster to it.
Well, some of the Hibs supporters have seen enough, making their exits. Make no mistake, this is serious.
Well, if you're wearing green and white, you're in total shock. Because Hibs were in top, it's been against the run of play.
Well, Bobby Madden called upon here as we look again at the hypothetical table. What it would all mean if Hibs were to lose. It's 1 point ahead of the team occupying 11th, Kilmarnock, and remember they will be Hibs' opponents on the final day.
Oh, it's grim reading. Have they still got any belief, or has it been wiped from them? A lot of fans leaving, a lot of green and white fans leaving.
Hibs need a goal and quickly. Liam Craig with the free kick. That's routine for Jamie McDonald. A 2-goal cushion for Heart of Midlothian. And let us point you in the direction of next Saturday, the Barclays Premier League from midday, BT Sport 1. It will be West Ham United against Tottenham Hotspur. Join Jake Humphrey and the team. Wednesday the 7th of May, also BT Sport 1 in the Scottish Premiership. We'll have St Johnstone against Celtic for you. Celtic, the champions, St Johnstone Cup finalists. They're taking on Dundee United. Hearts able to play stress-free football since relegation was confirmed. It's a 2-0 lead for the Jambos, but here's Craig. Maybury. And McDonald punching it, only as far as Thompson. McGowan away. Finally Nicholson. One or two complaints from Hibernian supporters in front of us about what they perceive to have been overzealous celebrations on the Hearts bench.
It would be wrong if the Hearts bench are doing it directed to the fans. There's no problem celebrating.
Well, they are lapping this up. The Hearts supporters, a Sunday day out, trip across the capital, and it's all going swimmingly now for the Jambos. Not so for this man.
It's as if a big blanket of disbelief has just been thrown over the Hibernian fans. They're in shock.
Well, Terry Butcher knows he's got to sort it out. Partick Thistle to come next week. Then Hibs go to Dingwall to face the spirited Staggies of Ross County. Last match will be against Kilmarnock. It's Billy King. Nicholson out on that far side. Will be a free kick. Well, it would make you not want to look if you're a Hibs supporter.
Well, he can't bear to look from this sort of area. Cross balls in, caused Hibs all the problems. And all eyes on Patterson and Foster. And it's Patterson nearly winning it again.
Yeah, Patterson on a hat-trick. Bobby Madden has spotted the infringement. Stevenson wasn't having it. Is there a hand there?
That's what Ryan Stevenson was, that's what he was indicating. Again whipped in. Parsons in amongst it. There's an arm raised.
Half-time at Easter Road as the boos ring around the stadium. Hearts with the advantage. What is it about Heart of Midlothian and the Edinburgh Derby this season? Callum Patterson with a pair of goals, and Hibs have got a lot of talking to do in their dressing room during the interval. At the break, Hibs 0, Hearts 2.
Terry Butcher trying to inspire his side. They trailed by 2-0 to Hearts. Let me tell you what's to come up on BT Sport 2 later on. In fact, today at 2:30 p.m, the MotoGP Grand Prix of Argentina. It's Race Day Live, the third race of the season. And with Michael Stewart, former Hibs and Hearts player, Alan Archibald, the Partick Thistle manager, is with us. Stephen Craigan, as always, as well. So much to get through and something to look at that happened right at the end of the half. Should Hearts have had a penalty? This is at 2-0, Stephen. Liam Craig handball in the box.
Well, it would have just compounded the poor 6 or 7 minutes that Hibs had. I think Hibs eventually got the free kick. It was for a high foot, but you clearly see Liam Craig leading with his hand, so maybe it's the one little bit of luck that Hibs have had in the first half.
So you think that could have been a penalty?
Yes, I think it could have
sure.
been.
Let's go back through the half then, because Hearts started quite well, but then Hibs got a foothold in the game. Jason Cummings had a few opportunities, including this header.
Yeah, I think so. I thought Hearts was the better team first 5 minutes, but I think Hibs get into the game, they got their quality players in the game as well, and they were unlucky with the chances just coming up at the moment. And then get the stuff into account obviously with the goals.
He's been a handful, Jason Cummings, at times, hasn't he?
Well, I think he brings a bit of energy to the Hibs team, something that's obviously been lacking for them. He's unfortunate there because the ball's actually behind him to get his head onto it and almost get it on target. He did well there.
Yeah, it was a good header, and just after that as well, there was a penalty shout as well for Hibs, we should say, but Jason Cummings involved again. This time Jamie McDonald close against him from a corner. Well, how did you see this, Stephen?
Well, it's one of those ones where we always say, it's a goalkeeper, it happens every week, but it shouldn't happen every week. If an outfield player pushes a goalkeeper or pushes any kind of outfield player, it's a penalty kick. So Jamie McDonald, I think, is a little bit lucky. I think he has to be careful, but again, Hibs will be a little bit aggrieved that they haven't got a penalty kick.
Do you agree with that? It's the kind of thing you see a lot as a manager as well?
Yeah, you see every week, and as Stephen says, anywhere else on the pitch, that's a foul, but for some reason goalkeepers seem to get away with it.
Okay, so Hibs were in the game, well in the game at that point, and then it all turned. Callum Patterson, who scored a massive goal earlier in the season in the derby, got this one as well. It was poor marking, wasn't it, Michael?
Well, I think it's just endemic of Hibs' season. Nobody's really taking command. There's a huge debate here in terms of 2 people on the post or not. You see Liam Craig in the front post area. He tries to get back in here. You see it's coming right for him, and whether he thinks McGowan's going to header that there, he could and should have cleared these lines there. There's a huge debate, obviously, about whether to have 2 people on the post or not. But I think the biggest problem there is you want your centre halves to be dominant and go and win the ball. And Forster gets beaten in the air far too easily at the back post off of Patterson.
And Terry Butcher's a former centre half, will be absolutely raging the goals they've conceded, because they lost another one. Callum Patterson again shortly after, fouled by Ryan McGivern, or was it? How do you see this, Stephen?
Well, it's debatable. I wasn't too sure. Listen, I think Rand's trying to get up off the ground. It's up to Sam Nicholson to get round about him, but this is quite similar to the first one. Jordan Foster getting caught under the ball. As soon as you get caught under the ball as a centre half, you've no idea where the opposition player is. He's no idea where Callum Patterson is. He's jumping and hoping Callum Patterson doesn't get above him. He's great in the air, Patterson, he's aggressive, and Foster couldn't get off the ground, and Patterson makes a really good run. This is terrific from him.
Great delivery for Kevin McCarthy. He's capable of that in wide areas. I think the delivery for him is a real key in this game as well. And there again was a fantastic ball in from him from the free kick.
And Patterson is excellent in the air, of course, but Alan, those must be the kind of goals that managers just hate to lose.
Yeah, as a manager, and Terry being a former centre half as well, he'll be absolutely raging. As they say, you've got a man to pick up every week. It's on the board, and you've got a job to do, and you've got to take, as Michael said, you've got to take responsibility. And unlucky for the boy Foster, you get caught underneath the ball twice.
You've worked under Terry Butcher before, haven't you, Stephen? What on earth will he be saying to his players in there right now?
Well, it'll not be something he hasn't said before. And without actually finger pointing young Jordan Foster, he's got to try and get around the team, because for 35 minutes they were decent. After 35 minutes, if you'd said Hearts will go in 2-0 at half time, you'd have said no chance. There was not a lot in the play. Hearts didn't have a lot of play. They were never going to score from open play. It was down to individual errors. Of course he doesn't want to point them out, because he needs them to go out in the second half and perform. He has to be careful. He has to try and speak to them. He knows if they can get a goal, suddenly it will turn. But goals have been hard to come by.
Those problems have been familiar problems for Terry Butcher in recent weeks and months. He just cannot buy a victory. Callum Patterson now has 3 derby goals this season. Hearts are leading by 2-0. Hibs have an enormous 45 minutes ahead of them. We'll see you shortly. welcome back to Easter Road, second half on the way. Our next offering after this from Scotland on BT Sport 1 is St Johnstone against Celtic. That's Wednesday the 7th of May. We're on air at 7:15. Now, you may have seen this in our pictures. After the second goal for Hearts, there were some perhaps overzealous celebrations on their bench, and I have to tell you there have been some allegations anyway that some water was thrown from the Hearts bench into the crowd, into the Hibs fans behind the goal. The police are looking into that right now. Some of the players just making their way back out. That's Hibs on their way back out. What can they do to turn this game around?
Well, they have to be careful that they don't leave themselves open. You know, if they go and chase the game and push men forward, Hearts will pick them off. So stay in the game, get the 60 minutes, still be 2-0 or try and get a goal back, but don't go chasing it in the first 5 minutes.
Alan, would your message be, if you were the manager in there, that they haven't actually done all that much wrong today apart from those two set pieces?
Yeah, definitely. There's not been a lot in the game. It's the two set plays that's been a difference. But as Stephen says, they lost them 2-0 in a derby. They'll have to have a goal.
How do you see this going, this second 45, Michael?
The next goal's massive, but you know, we spoke about before the game, the first goal in the game was going to be huge, and Hearts have also got that, and they've backed up with a second. Even if Hibs were to get the next goal, it would be game on, but I think Hearts are there.
OK, we're all set to go back over to Gary McAllister and Derek Ray.
Hearts are thumping. A 2-0 lead for the Jambos, and this the final Edinburgh derby of the season. And Hibernian desperately searching for answers. Should tell you, by the way, that Hibs have now gone 7 hours and 13 minutes without scoring a goal. Didn't play all that badly for long periods of the first half, though, Gary.
No, for 30-35 minutes I thought they were probably just in top. They played some decent stuff up to the penalty box, but just that final pass, the final ball across, just need to show a little bit more nastiness, a little bit more clinical.
Jordan Forster from the back for Hibernian. Hibs playing towards the famous 5 stand here at Easter Road in the second half. Ryan McGibbon. In the old days, we would have been talking about Hibs playing down the slope.
I can remember that. It was massive.
It was levelled off a few years ago. Harris, who he's got the break of the ball. Alex Harris, deflection there. Could easily have gone in, but it's a corner.
They get the ball to Harris. He wriggles between, gets the break of the ball. Tries to punch it across, takes a wicked deflection.
And plenty of sorrow in Leith. What Hibs need is gumption in the second half. Craig with the corner, Nelson was up. Touched by Harris. Kevin Thompson.
Wilson just showing, attacking the ball from the set piece. This is something that Forster didn't do in those 2 occasions against Patterson in the first half.
Ryan McGibbon in position to take the throw. Stanton and Harris. Complete misunderstanding. Alan Patterson with a 2-goal contribution. Well, he might smile. No hint of a smile from Terry Butcher. His 10th permanent manager in 16 years. We keep saying, don't we, Gary? Somebody's going to walk in and find out what has gone wrong, address the problems, solve them, put Hibs on a sounder footing. Of course, he hasn't really been able to bring in too many of his own players so far.
No, I think that's the feeling by most. Must just be given a summer to recruit the type of player that he wants.
McGibbon has kept the ball in play. Maybury. And Ben Williams. By Scott Robertson. Harris. He's gone back to the right, which means he's up against McCarthy. Managed to outpace Kevin McCarthy. That's going to be a corner.
No, it's been a good competition over there on that right-hand side for Hibs. Harris again trying to go around the outside of McCarthy. Good strength by the left back. Liam Craig. Oh, and Forster.
Stayed out to begin with. McDonald. Well, he's got away with that.
And again, this time it's Foster rising well at the back post. Heads it back across the goal. There's people on the post, people on the line to clear. And then Jamie cleans things up.
It is Edinburgh Derby debut back in 2009, March 2009, after Janos Balog had been sent off at Easter Road. And glum faces as far as Hibernian are concerned. It was painful for Nicholson.
Young Nicholson's been caught by a few, and it's our friend again, McGivern.
He's booked in the first half, Raheem McGivern. Stanton straight down the throat of Patterson. Robinson. Now McCarthy. Ryan Stevenson trying to put the pressure on Ben Williams. Second time of asking for Williams.
Yeah, the ball was in the air a long time. Stevenson did enough to make it difficult for Ben Williams.
Robertson, did he just follow through there? Apparently so. McCarthy on the receiving end of that challenge.
Yeah, this is just a little bit of miscontrol by Robertson. It just leaves a little bit on McHattie. As you can see, bad control. Just goes through and he kicks the sole of his boot. He just tries to toe poke it, and it's more of McHattie kicking the sole of the boot rather than the other way round.
Can't really quibble. Scott Robertson back on the side. Missed 12 games because of a knee injury. Former Dundee United Blackpool player. Scored against United for Hibs earlier this season. His only goal of record in the current campaign. Hibs with the lion's share of second half possession.
Following suit, looked the better side in possession. Can they be a threat in that final third? That's the main thing.
There's Robertson trying to drive Hibernian on. Patterson, the reading of it. Supporters trying to find something to be enthusiastic about. Hearts fans over there enjoying their Sunday.
Well, it's a quality bird.
Cummings, now Thompson. McGivern. Thompson for Hibs. To set it up for Cummings. Forster. Trapped by Craig. Robertson just lost concentration. There's another errant challenge from Scott Robertson.
This is just a consequence of a poor first touch. Just tries to cushion it with the sole of his boot, loses control, and then has to foul.
Knew that was going to happen at some stage. Scott Robertson against Scott Robinson.
Both number 8.
Both number 8, yeah. Inevitable. Flick on by Stanton. Cummings. Robertson. Sent it on by Stanton. Cummings. Craig's in the centre forward position at the moment. Cummings draws it back. Stanton. Thompson could have left it for McGivern. Kevin Thompson. There was a touch there.
I'm not sure if there's a touch here, but it was good play by Hibernian. They work it across the face of the box to Thompson. Nice little feint here. Just drives it in the near post. I don't know if Jamie got a touch in this. Decent strike by Kevin Thompson. Lovely little feint there.
Well, the corner it is. The ball not inside the quadrant. Taken by Craig. And well, it's gone wide of the post. They had the tall targets up there, including Nelson. And don't forget, from 4:30 in the Bundesliga on BT Sport 1, we'll be in Gelsenkirchen for Schalke against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Tonight from 6:30, also BT Sport 1, European football show with James and the regulars. And it's Lille against Bordeaux. Live match from Ligue 1. 2-0 to Hearts in the Edinburgh derby. A double from Callum Patterson. We'll go back to 1962 for the last Hearts hat-trick in a league game at Easter Road. Danny Payton, September 1962, did the honours.
Who was the last fullback to get a hat-trick in the Edinburgh derby? Or any derby, or any game.
It might well be a first for Patterson if it comes to that, and we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves, should we? David Smith getting his instructions from Gary Locke. Start of the last derby. Here is Patterson. Stevenson on the turn. It's fallen for Jason Holt. Ryan Stevenson. Scott Robertson's pass. Far from perfect. Kevin McCarthy. Oh, that was travelling. Had a fair old rate of knocks as well.
He catches this absolutely beautifully. Another giveaway by Robertson. McCarthy steps forward and just unleashes a great strike. It's just down the line of Ben Williams, but what a beautiful strike.
Most of the goal attempts from Hibernian in this derby. Even Steven in terms of attempts on target. The 2 goals from Callum Patterson, and Hibs are chasing this game. They try to dig themselves out. And Nelson couldn't make the connection with Craig. More groans from the Hibernian supporters.
Just the classic case of Michael Nelson trying to force it. It needs an easier pass. It needs somebody to come and look for it, and demand it from him.
Sam Nicholson's shift is over. Well, they appreciate the work he's put in. The 19-year-old who's been affiliated with the Jambo since the age of 12, former season ticket holder as well. And David Smith is the replacement. He first joined up at the age of 11. Successive time for Smith coming on as a substitute for Harker Midlothian. Cummings, there's Robertson. Perhaps now they've got to win their individual battles out there. And a free kick this time. Robinson again. Against Stanton.
Yeah, Robinson just a little bit hasty here. He doesn't get any of the ball. Good decision by the referee.
Yellow card produced. Feisty player, Scott Robinson. Coming in for Jamie Hamill. He's feisty and then some. Jamie Hamill.
Yeah, similar in the makeup.
Liam Craig with the Hibs free kick. Patterson. There's no foul play. Craig with a header. Thompson. All the way back to Ben Williams. And the High Bees need a derby bounce. Hearts in control in terms of the scoreline. King with Smith. Many of the Hibs supporters can't bring themselves to watch the action on the pitch. It has been painful in recent weeks. There's no getting away from that.
And as you're looking onto the pitch, you're looking for some inspiration. Can it be the young lad Stanton? Can Captain Craig or Thompson produce? But they need something, they need it quickly.
Holt going down. Thinking Watmore is going to get the nod. The last Hibs player to score. Thinking Watmore.
And I think that's where just as we go to the hour mark, Derek, it's 7.5 hours.
That's right. Inching towards that now. Cummings with Wilson. Robinson. Patterson. Good ball into the belly of the Hibs defence. Carrick attempted to bring it down. Exactly 60 minutes played at Easter Road. Cummings trying to make a bit of progress with the ball at his feet. Whistle's gone. Free kick to Hibernian in a position of menace.
Robinson's just got to stay on his feet here. It's there. Just stay up. It was going nowhere, Cummings. He's not happy. A little bit of cramp. He took one in the ankle as well. Fair amount of pain. It was decent work here, just driving inside Robinson. Again, the midfielder doesn't get any of the ball. Just a little twist there.
So Cummings requiring treatment. So we mentioned Hearts without the fiery Jamie Hamill. So to cheer on the players today. It was a moment of madness, you've got to say, last week against Ross County. I'm sure he regretted it immediately.
Oh, when he sees the pictures back, yes, he must do.
We did wonder if Derek Adams was going to be attending the game today. I know you were chatting to his father earlier.
We've seen George, yeah. They were really pleased with what happened yesterday. It just tightens everything up. And this result makes it even closer, dragging the whole bottom six into things.
Well, why don't we, when we're in this little break, have a deke at the hypothetical table, as they would say here in Edinburgh. And that's how it stands. Hibernian there on 34 with Ross County, with Partick Thistle. Alan Archibald part of our coverage today on BT Sport. Kilmarnock in the dreaded 11th position.
We've got Sandy Clark here as well, so they're all in show. There's Sandy there. They've all got each other to play.
Well, what's going to be the story with Cummings? Took a while. Treatment to be administered.
Looks as if he's maybe strained his calf. We just looked awkward.
Well, the change is going to be made. James Collins at the ready. One striker for another. James Collins, the former Swindon Town player, scored 18 times for Swindon last term.
Yeah, and he was the blue chip signing, Derek. You know, they paid the 200,000, which is a lot. It simply hasn't worked.
And Collins is stripped for action. Terry Butcher and Jason Cummings just talking it over. Here's the free kick. Craig! Jamie McDonald with the sprawling stop. Harris. Cummings wants to return. He's on the touchline now. He's prepared to give it a go. He's doing a bit of stretching. He's back on the pitch now, as you can see.
He's shaking it off. It's in a lot of pain.
Craig for Hibernian, all along the ground. It's away by McGowan. As we said, Hearts arithmetically relegated, but having a big say in who gets dragged through the mud. Nobody wants to finish 11th. Certainly not Hibs.
The game's just getting a little bit of lull. The players looking at each other. Who's going to inspire?
And Craig. That's drifted out of play. Nearly 20 minutes now into the second half. And it was going to be Duncan Watmore even before James Collins got himself ready. Duncan Watmore on loan from Sunderland. Watmore, the last Hibs player to find the net. So a 3-1 defeat at the hands of Partick Thistle. Scott Robertson will see very shortly that his number is up. That's what we're hearing from down below. Gary?
Yeah, he's gave the ball away quite cheaply on occasions. Scott, you can see he's been out a while.
Patterson and Robertson. It's another foul by Scott Robertson. He was booked a few minutes ago. They might want to get him off the pitch quickly here.
Yeah, no surprise, he's a little bit ring rusty again. Just caught a little bit behind the pace of the game today.
Well, he knows now. Duncan Watmore will take his place. Can he be the player to make the difference? The waspish Watmore.
We know Watmore's direct, but can they get the ball to him on this left-hand side?
David Smith for the Jambos. Thompson. Harris. By cul-de-sac, but whistle's gone. Oh, that was very deftly done, I have to say. Scott Robinson.
It was a neat finish.
Forster from the back. More. Still to see plenty of Callum Patterson in the closing stages of this game. Kevin Thompson. Watmore. Hesitated for a moment too long. And Holt comes away with it for the Jambos. Carrick now. Poor touch.
That was a clever little ball into the feet of Watmore there from Thompson. He just delayed, he took too much time. Had a little opportunity to get a quick strike away. Just delayed it too much.
Watmore. Again, he had Patterson for company. But to capacity, the Dunbar end. If you're wondering about the derivation of Dunbar end, nothing to do with the town. Used to be a juice factory behind that goal, the William Dunbar factory. Juice, of course, here in Edinburgh being a fizzy drink. Nothing to do with the orange stuff that you might consume for breakfast. Nelson succeeds in getting it back to Williams. Harris. Stanton. Oh, free kick.
Just thought for a moment that Stanton showed too much of the ball to McGowan.
Pass by Thompson, effective. Watmore, on his own though. And McGibbon. That's what Hibs needed. A shot in the arm. Jordan Forster. Well, he was unlucky to see his goal chalked off in the last derby. This time, it's perfectly good, and it's 2-1.
No, Hearts just go to sleep a little here. They get the break of the ball. McGibbon whips into the back post, and it's Forster who's been caught by Patterson in the two Hearts goals. Gives them a little bit of belief. Again, another brilliant header, powers it into the net. Great hunger, desire, punches it in.
And the drought is over for Hibernian. At long last, Jordan Forster has been a decent source of a goal for Hibs this season. That's his fourth. Forster, by the way, will miss next week's game against Partick Thistle. That was already known before a ball was kicked today. He'll be ruled out through suspension. And down is goal king. Bobby Madden walks over and says yellow card. Maybury.
And he can have no complaints. It was a really good first touch by King.
It's going to have to go all the way back. Well, that's more like it. Terry Butcher must be thinking. And James Collins will have a role to play in the final 20 minutes. Here's McCarthy. Craig. Let's head to it. It's more than 7.5 hours without a goal for Hibs. Here's Patterson, the long throw. To Cummings. That's how it looks at the moment. What more? For Hibernian, running hard at the Hearts defence. Force his way through. McGowan had come across to deal with the threat.
Oh, it's good defending by McGowan in the first instance to dispossess Watmore. It's a good challenge there. He gets to the ball before Craig.
Liam Craig getting a rebuke from Bobby Madden. And his reaction to that last incident. Now the substitution. And it is James Collins on. Jason Cummings off. It looks as though it's going to be an edge of the seat finish to this game. Two managers trying to get their respective messages across. Are we back in the game, Dan, are we? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And you've got to get right behind the Hibs, I'm sure, will be the message from him. Maybury. And McCarthy wasn't holding back. And Collins ought to give him plenty of know-how in attack. That wasn't a bad ball, was it? McGowan. Fine challenge. Holt now. Collins. He's never going to get away with that one.
No, just showing a bit of energy there, just comes on. He's been raring to go, sitting on that bench. Or pent up. It's a good ball to find Harris wide on the right.
Mark's trying to stay sturdy. Stanley Wilson with the free kick up towards Stevenson. Craig with a missed kick. A grand total of 31 fouls. There's Derby. Set pieces have been significant today.
But that tells you, that foul count, they've been certainly more competitive in this game as opposed to the last one at Tynecastle.
Cleverly done by Patterson. Away goes Smith. Chinking run. King now for Hearts. Holt. Hearts trying to make it 4 Derby wins out of 5 in all competitions this season. Smith. Wilson. Corner to Hearts.
I just feel that Ryan McGivern just didn't get close enough to Smith. As you can see, that's 2 or 3 yards. That's not close enough. Just allowing Smith to whip it round him. Just to get much closer to stop the cross.
Excitement builds amongst the Hearts supporters again. Carrick's in there as McCarthy takes the corner. Williams says that's mine. They bowled out. Forster was labouring a bit, and now he's truly collapsed in a heap. The Hibs goal scorer, Jordan Forster. Let's have another look at what happened.
Yeah, it's whipped up to the back post. He's challenging Danny Wilson. As you can see here, he just lands. There you go. Danny Wilson lands on his left ankle. There's a little bit of a twist, and I think the impact from Wilson landing on it.
Still time for Hibernian. Jordan Forster giving Terry Butcher and company hope. Gavin Patterson with a double for Gary Locke.
There's Patterson at the back post, beating Forster for the first goal. And again, in reverse, these goals mirror each other. He beats Forster again at the back post. And this time, Forster getting his own back. He comes flashing in, crunching header.
Still hobbling. Jordan Forster, the 20-year-old, spent the first half of last season on loan at East Fife under Billy Brown. Of course, the assistant to Gary Locke. Learned a lot from Billy Brown.
Billy's been around a long, long time. Just unable to get his weight on that left ankle at the moment. The feeling he'll be coming back. Just maybe take a few more seconds.
"14 minutes remaining. A nerve shredder of an Edinburgh derby. Forster has returned to the pitch. Is he moving freely, Gary?
I think the feeling's just starting to come back in his ankle there. It could take a couple of minutes for the blood to get back in there.
That is a free kick to Hearts. Maybury, a miscreant going in on King.
And again, Maybury, it's a strong challenge again. The ball wasn't there to be won. Foster's still limping around as he goes to try and pick up Danny Wilson at the back post again.
Kevin McCarthy must deliver a very useful ball. Sometimes wants to have a go. This was the case then.
It was a cheeky effort, just trying to deceive the keeper.
And Stevenson moving on from the pass by McGowan. Just a reminder, next Saturday from midday in the Barclays Premier League on BT Sport 1, it'll be West Ham against Tottenham. Two London teams in action in the top flight of English football. Wednesday the 7th of May from 7:15, BT Sport 1 will be in Perth for Scottish Premiership action. St Johnstone against Celtic, cup finalists against the league champions. And a reminder, you can watch all the programmes on the BT Sport app or through btsport.com. Plenty of you are doing that today, enjoying the derby through the app or through btsport.com. There's no handball, brought down by Robinson. Here's Smith now for Hearts. So they try to see this out. Record yet another win against their capital rivals. Holt and McGivern just before the ball could get to Carrick. McCarthy forward, Nelson away. Craig, Forster. What more? As the man Forster was trying to play it too.
But he just looked to try and get the ball into Liam Craig and Kevin Thompson.
Patterson's throw for Hearts. McGibbon. And the Hearts song audible again. I don't know how to do football songs here in Edinburgh. I think it's fair to say. It applies to both Hibs and Hearts. Kevin Thompson trying to feed it forward. I wonder if Jamie Walker is going to come on. It looks as though that's the case. McGibbon for Watmore. Wants to run at opponents. Duncan Watmore. Nelson had joined the attacking throng. Craig. Didn't please the Hibs supporters, that.
I don't think he had many other options there. Rather than go back to the keeper.
I said earlier, Hearts with a win would have as many points as Hibs based on performances on the pitch. It's been that sort of experience for Hibs fans recently. And of course Hearts did go into administration and there was a penalty for that. 15-point penalty. There's no doubt the players, the young players, have really grown in stature as the season has progressed. The young Hearts players, and they'll be stronger for this in the championship. Jamie Walker is coming on. One of the young guns, another of the young guns, departing, Billy King. Jamie Walker has had his injury problems. 12 games out with a metatarsal injury. He's the great nephew of the legendary Tommy Walker. One of the foremost Hearts players of all time, most successful manager of all time.
Hearts have changed both wide men. Sam Nicholson gone off as well. Both of them, I feel, did really good jobs on either flank.
Patterson with it. Carrick was in there, so too Stevenson. Here's Maybury. It's not going to help the Hibernian cause. And time is of the essence.
Well, there's less than 10 minutes to go. You really need to dig deep now. You muster something up. Final push.
Sign there indicated that that gentleman isn't too happy with Rod Petrie, who responsible for the day-to-day running of Hibernian Football Club. What more? McGibbon. Petrie watching from the main stand. Here's Watmore. Maybury. What about the shot? And Wilson flinging himself at the ball. Corner to Hibernian.
Yeah, that's two headers in the bounce there from Danny Wilson.
Had to get there. Wilson knew that. Collins with McHattie. McDonald, Craig with it, and Nelson together with Forster, the two central defenders.
And it's whipped into the back post. Once again, Wilson just does enough to put Nelson off.
Gary Locke. Hearts to the core. He's joined the club in 1992. White Hill Welfare. This has been a chastening experience for the Hibs supporters in these last few weeks. And Nelson on the ground and staying on the ground. Michael Nelson, former Scottish League Cup winner with Kilmarnock. McGibbon forward towards James Collins.
Hearts are just sitting in there, they're just defending their lead, just looking to contain Hibs, and then just looking to spring on the counter. It's up to Hibs to try and press forward.
Harris wanted to play it to Stanton. Wilson's over there for Hearts. Oh, danger here, Collins! He couldn't direct it towards goal. Will that moment come back to haunt Hibernians in the final analysis?
Oh, that was a wonderful chance. You know, just perseverance, forcing Hearts into the mistake, and they can't believe it, and neither can James Collins. Young Stanton in the corner there. Again, just persevere. Oh, it's just a fresh air shot. He completely misses the ball. Just snatches at it. Oh, just needed a calm head. Maybe just a little lift over Jamie McDonald. But when you're searching and pushing for goals, you do tend to snatch.
That's been the way of it. James Collins would love to have that moment back.
Oh, big chance to be the hero. We paid a lot of that transfer fee.
Well, James Collins, heroism flashed right in front of his eyes. Ball went down. Took a bit of a knock. Here's Craig. Over it comes again. Wilson with a header. Forster. Brad Mackay is getting ready to come on for Heart of Midlothian. Watmore trying to lose Patterson. McGibbon. McGowan away.
And again, it's young Watmore. He's made a good impact since coming on as a sub. He's affecting the game.
Thompson with the pass for Hibs. Maybury. Oh, and Watmore. Almost arrived right on his feet. McGibbon. And Watmore in there again. Collins was trying to force a mistake prior to that.
Oh, the last 3 or 4 balls into that Hearts box. Danny Wilson's put his head. He's blocked with a volley.
Brad Mackay will be the player to make his way on. And Dale Carrick has had to do a lot of running without the ball at his feet. Still the opening goal in the last derby. That was his first derby start. So defender for a striker, Gary.
Very selfless performance by young Carrick. You know, feeding them basically on scraps the whole game. That's just obviously trying to just shut up shop.
Hearts nearly there. Moving towards another derby success. Can Hibs change the narrative? Ball had gone out. Not going to be too many intact nails left here at Easter Road by the end of the season.
They might be a little bit encouraged with this second half. They haven't laid down, they've kept going.
McGibbon takes the throw for Hibs. Nelson. Last 10 minutes, well, it's been backs to the wall from Hearts. Hibs enjoying the lion's share of ball possession. Not to turn that possession into a goal, though. And Jamie Walker wasted a few more seconds. McCarthy with the throw. Hibs on 34 points at the start of play. Same as Ross County. Same as Partick Thistle. Oh, it's opening up here, and Hearts can finish it. Oh, Ryan Stevenson. It was there for him.
Oh, I can't believe it. You can see the line, the cut of the grass, he's onside. Shows good composure, good first touch. I thought he'd done everything right. I thought the Hearts fans were going to celebrate. Oh, and it misses the post. Well, they can't believe it.
Yeah, they were willing it in, the Hearts supporters. Now Watmore at the other end. Indications are, Gary, that we're going to have a minimum of 6 added minutes. We'll get confirmation in a minute or two, or a second or two actually.
Yeah, the physio was on for a few minutes with young Cummings. There's been 5 substitutions, 6 substitutions.
The board's about to be raised, has been raised now, and it will indeed be 6 minutes. There you go.
Well, that must give the Hibs a bit of a lift.
Still work for the Hearts defenders to do. Still a ray of hope for Hibernian. McGibbon. Corner as it comes off Smith. Well, a point could make all the difference in the grand scheme of things this season.
The point would be massive for Hibernian.
With the corner, it's a disappointing one. Have a crack at it though. Walker took one for the team.
Just took that flush right on the face.
Tense, whatever way you look at it, no matter who you support. Even if you're a neutral. Well, that's not to get caught up in this fixture.
That's the passion required, Derek. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Oh, and a big hug.
Pictures can tell 1,000 words. Supporters have had so much to deal with this season off the pitch. For Hibs, it's been a matter of problems on it. They can't celebrate just yet. The Jampos in attendance. Callum Patterson. Out of play it goes. 2 minutes now into added time. McGibbon. Been promised a minimum of 6 additional minutes. Collins and Wilson. Wilson is up there as an auxiliary centre forward. This is Forster. It's another one that goes astray.
They keep trying to force that longer ball. And there's still a few minutes to show a little bit more patience.
Patterson with a throw over Hearts. Watmore. There's Forster. A bit of head tennis. Holt now. Smith who put in the tackle. Patterson. Hibs know they've got to strain every sinew. Can't leave anything behind. Nelson with a flick on. McDonald there to gather.
That's good sweeping up by the keeper. On his toes. reacting to the little flick on by Nelson.
Is it going to be a 6th successive defeat for Hibernian? We've got Partick Thistle at home, Ross County away, Kilmarnock at home left on the fixture list. Where is a win coming from? Where are points coming from? Thompson. The big boot from Patterson. And that will do nicely. The Hearts supporters will be thinking to themselves, 4 minutes now and counting.
Yeah. When you've got the lead, that affords you just to be booting it in a touch, just clearing your lines, getting back into shape.
Well, we said at the start this might be the last Edinburgh derby for quite some time, but you never know. No guarantees. Direct approach here from Hibernian. His Hearts trying to avoid a mistake inside the box. A lot more pushing it to McGivern. Can they line up the shot? It's Wilson on the ground, and he's picked up Walker. And Hearts ought to be able to keep the ball for a spell. Holt. Thompson trying to chase him down. Jason Holt. Nothing there, but it's fallen for Ryan Stevenson. 5 minutes now into added time, and now a Hearts corner.
No, it was good work originally by Wilson, defending his box. He was on the ground, heads it away to Holt, who makes up a good 30-40 yards. And then Stevenson just runs it into the corner, wins the corner kick.
A short corner from the Jambos as they try to hem it in. Has gone out, it will be a Hibs throw. They've got to knock it forward, Hibernian. More than 5.5 minutes into stoppage time. What more? McGivern. Here's Forster. Right up the middle. Collins! Oh! Spectacular from McDonald's! And my goodness, it needed to be! Good heavens!
Oh, what a save this is.
The flag was up, I think, Gary.
Yeah. But what a strike by Collins. What a save by Jamie McDonald.
Well, he didn't know. Jamie McDonald, they certainly didn't know. It's official now! Another victory for Hearts in the Edinburgh derby. 4 out of 5 in all competitions this season for the Jambos. They might be going down, but Hearts have put up quite the fight. Meanwhile, Sunday the 27th of April, a black Sabbath for Hibernian. They are right in the middle of a scrap for Scottish Premiership survival. Hearts still beating in the Dunbar end of the ground, and Gary Locke will be delighted with this. Callum Patterson with a double. Jordan Forster pulled one back for Hibernian, not quite good enough, and so sad faces amongst the Hibernian supporters. Again, it is finished here at Easter Road. Hibernian 1, Hearts 2.
Derek, Gary, thank you very much indeed. Another massive day for Gary Locke. Would you believe Hearts, on this season of all seasons, have won 4 derbies? They own the bragging rights, that is for sure. They're going down with a bang, as you said, Derek. A momentous day, and all the fans who came here, over 3,500 of them, made the journey to Easter Road, and they will celebrate till the very end with all the players who have been heroic. Players like Danny Wilson, Callum Patterson popping up with 2 more goals today, 3 in derbies for him this season. They're a young team, they're growing for the future, but my word, they have made a big statement here. And as they celebrate, let me tell you what's to come from the English Premier League next Saturday at midday. We've got West Ham against Spurs. Join Jake and all the guys from midday. That is this coming Saturday. So how does the Scottish Premiership table look right now then? Celtic, of course, still to play Inverness today. Let's focus on the bottom 6 though. Hibs remain in 8th place, but they have missed a big chance to pull away from the chasing pack. And Hearts have now actually won the same amount of points as Hibs and others on 34 points this season, if you, of course, take into account their 15-point deduction for administration. So Hearts have won the 4th derby of the season. So much to look back on with Michael Stewart, Alan Archibald and Stephen Craigan next. Hibs absolutely devastated. Some of the Hearts fans still celebrating because they have won this derby by 2-1. Callum Patterson with the decisive strikes, 3 this season in derbies for him. What a day for Patterson and for Gary Locke as well. Let's get some post-match reaction now. Over to Emma Dodds.
Well, alongside me, 2 victorious Hearts players, double goal scorer Callum Patterson and Hearts captain Danny Wilson. Danny, you come away with all 3 points once again today. How does it feel to get that 4th derby win this season?
Yeah, it's a great feeling, you know. Obviously we're disappointed how the season's ended up, you know, as getting relegated, but we just wanted to come down here and get a good result for the fans, and as you can see out there, they're all delighted, and as are we.
When you look back over that 90 minutes or 96 minutes as it was, do you feel you deserved the 3 points?
It's difficult to say. I don't think there was much in the game. Obviously we got the 2 goals ahead, and you know, it was back to the walls a bit in the second half, but we dug in, and you know, we can go away happy today.
Callum, you came under quite a lot of pressure from Hibs in that first half, but you then went and scored 2 goals. Were you surprised by how much space you had at those set pieces?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, we were kind of up against it in the first half, but luckily I managed to get away from my marker at the corners and the free kick, and thankfully got 2 goals at the end of it.
That's 9 goals for you now this season. How do those 2 against Hibs compare to the other ones you've scored this season?
Well, the first one against Hibs was probably a bit better because it was a winner, but 2 again today also the winner as well. But I mean, I've not really scored from outside the box, so I've not got any screamers to talk about, but I'm delighted with the 2 goals.
Danny, do you sense a growing maturity in this side? You know, the young players that came in earlier in the campaign with a full campaign under their belt?
Yeah, you can see it's a big difference the last few months. You know, the boys when we were coming in hadn't really played much first team football, but now they've got 20-30 games under their belt. You can really see a maturity in their game, and you know, it's just come a wee bit too late for us, but you know, the performances of the last 5-6 games have been a great improvement for us, and you know, we can just kick on now and look forward to next season.
Well played both of you. Danny, you pushed Callum close for the man of the match, but 2 goals, just grab it. Could you do the honours with the champagne? Thanks a lot. Well played, guys. Thank you.
Great day for that Tynecastle club, not for those players inside the home dressing room at Easter Road. It is another damaging defeat for Hibs. And with Alan Archibald, Michael Stewart and Stephen Craigan, so much to look back on in that game, but what a day for Hearts again this season. To record 4 derby victories is incredible.
That's a huge achievement, you know, and I think that a lot of credit goes to Callum Patterson there for scoring the 2 goals, but also a special mention to Danny Wilson, because I thought he was absolutely outstanding. A real captain's performance, especially in the second half there. You see here with the 2 goals, there's a desire to go and win that ball there from Patterson that's, unfortunately for Hibs, see Foster just needs to be more commanding as a centre half, and as we said, the debate about whether you have to have somebody on the front post or not. But it's the same here with the second goal. Great ball in, Patterson there, Danny Wilson's very close to getting in there. There's 2 around the back, all desperate to get on it.
Bad goals to lose though.
Well, they are, listen, you know, because probably at that stage in the game Hibs were the better side, but Hearts needed a little bit of inspiration. They needed a good delivery into the box. They needed to show desire to get in the end of it, and they did, and suddenly, you know, the game then changed.
Alan, I know you've got a big game to come here next week. I'll talk to you in just a second, but first to Gary Locke, because he's with Emma Dodds right now.
Gary, 4th derby win out of 5 for you this season. Were you pleased to hear that full-time whistle?
Yeah, I was delighted. You know, one of the second half we didn't play that great. There's no doubt about that. But you know, derby games are all about winning, and you know, the last derby game I felt we won the game and played really well. But today, you know, we showed another side of the side, and that we dug in. You know, we put our neck and our feet on the line, and you know, we defended resolutely towards the end. So, you know, I thought we played well first half. Certainly didn't play as well second half, but it's all about the 3 points, and that's all we're interested in.
And perhaps scored against the run of play in the first half, defended well against Hibs, and then Callum Patterson popped up with those 2 goals for you.
Yeah, he's very good in the air, Callum, and you know, the delivery was great as well. So delighted for Callum. You know, he's done very well. Found it difficult to get a position for him, you know, this season. One of the problems he's got is he can play anywhere, but I think he's done very well at right back, and you know, we'll hopefully work on him in that position, and he'll make that position his own.
Results have taken a real upturn of late. I think that's now 5 league games you've won on the bounce for the first time since 2012. How much is that down to what's going on off the field and hopefully the resolution to the administration?
That's nothing to do with what's happening off the field. It's the players' hard work on the training pitch, and you know, they've all stuck together all season. And the good thing is, I think you're seeing now that they can compete now. You know, they're stronger, they're fitter, and you know, it's all credit to the players. It's all down to them. They're the ones that have put the hard work in, and I think we're now seeing, you know, the benefits of that.
Well played today, Gary. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
They've made real progress in the last few weeks, that's for sure. You said before the game, Alan, that Hearts are going to have a big say in this battle to avoid the drop. Evidence again today.
Yeah, there certainly is. I said that before, and you can see why. As Gary said, they showed a different side to their game today as well. They mixed it up and they defended, they put bodies in the line, and that's in one of their first 2 games of the split, so they're going to have a massive say in how things will work out.
Hibs did show a lot of endeavour in that second half, we have to say as well. Jordan Foster got them back into the game with a good goal, and this is the type of desire that Terry Butcher wants to see from his players, Michael.
Yeah, of course, you know, Hearts were slack at the quick free kick, they switched off, but a good ball from McGovern, and Foster showing the same desire that the Hearts had shown at the other end with Patterson, really wanting to get on the end of it. You know, and Craggs was talking about during the game there, was it the mentality of, I've made mistakes at the other end, I've got to try and rectify it, that ended up him getting on the end of that cross.
Hibs at that point just wanted one more chance, and my word, they got a big chance. James Collins had come on as a sub, and this ball came to him across the box, Stephen.
Yeah, listen, I think it sums up his season. You know, I think it's been 3 months since he scored, and you can see why. You know, any kind of striker, that's what you want. You know, basically it's happened from 6 yards out. He looked short of confidence, he had no idea what he was doing. He didn't even make contact with the ball. That's really, really worrying for Terry Butcher and worrying for Hibs as well.
Alan, how do you see the game here next weekend now? I mean, that is going to be a real battle.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of changes for ourselves. I mean, I think Hibs will be just the same. They just need 1 win possibly, maybe 1 more, and that's the way they'll probably look at things. But we'll be confident coming here. We've got a good away record as well, so we've nothing to fear.
Do you think Hibs could end up in 11th now?
Yes, I do. I think that, you know, I looked at this game and I thought if they got beat that they would finish in 11th, and, you know, Alan's saying there that Hibs only need 1 win. I think we've been saying that for the past, you know, couple of months, but they've not been able to get it, and they're in real trouble now.
Do you agree?
Yeah, listen, Terry knows they lack a little bit of pace, they lack a little bit of guile, and they're going to have to improve in the next 3 games hugely. You know, stay away from that 11th place.
Yeah, 3 massive games to come for Hibs. OK, we're running out of time. Let me tell you what's coming next year. Augsburg against Hamburg from the Bundesliga, which is a massive game for Hamburg because they are looking for all the points they can to avoid the drop. But let's round things up here. It's a 4th derby win of the season for Hearts. They are going to own the bragging rights for the foreseeable. An incredible day for all of those young players and for Gary Locke. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Scottish Football and BT Sport, sponsored by William